Not that you have to see this, but I want to point out, sometimes problems are really, if you proceed without seeing it, it might become very difficult. So one thing I noticed about the problem is I'm seeing the same exact root everywhere. So what I would recommend you do is make a substitution for that root. And typically in mathematics, we say u is something that looks complicated. And I'm claiming, that's what I did over here. All right, I just made a substitution in it, and I get a much simpler equation, by the way. Now, an equation, when I say simpler, I'm not saying it's going to lead to an easy answer, but it's simpler for me. And you would get 3u plus 4 over 6u minus 1, u plus 6 over 2u minus 5. And then what I would do is I just multiply both sides by the LCD, and I would get this line over here. And then I multiply it out, and I get this line over here. Let me just see if I did it right. 3u times u is 6u squared. Minus 15 plus 8 is minus 7. Minus 20. This side looks good. 6u squared, 36 minus 1 is 35. Yeah, looks great. All right, so I'm going to claim that we're sort of at a kind of a simple place over here. And by that, I notice that if I just simply subtract 6u squared from both sides, add 7u to both sides. Let me write that down for you. That would give me 42u. And if I add, 6 to both sides, I get minus 14. And then u, well, let's write this down. And if I wrote that down, what would you get? Well, you get minus 14 over 42. And what does this give you? U. Well, I could do that. That's going to be what? Looks like minus 1/3, right? And 3 times 42, 3 times 14 is 42. So I got a nice answer, u. Unfortunately, though, when I go back up here and look at it, it makes no sense at all. So I get minus 1/3 equals this thing over here. Now, if you don't realize that, the square root is a principal root. The least it could be is 0. It could never be a negative number, by the way. But if you were to proceed forward and square both sides and solve for x, that would be a mistake, by the way. You're going to get an answer that's not going to satisfy the equation. So this has no real solution to it. No real solution to the problem. Is that listed? Yes, it is. All right. So we also wrote that down, indicating it doesn't make much sense at that point. All right. Not a bad problem. Thank you.